How's the audio this time?
Hey, we're live. Hey, folks, how's everybody doing? Welcome to this Tuesday evening. We have with us today the Guitar Pit. So we got to get this straight right now. You are Pit. I am Hack. You are Pit.
I am a guitar hack, not the guitar hack.
There can only be one. Hack. So how's it going, Chris? How you doing, man?
I'm really good. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure. Always fun to have you on. We were just bitching about cable companies, folks, in case you want to know.
I'm sure every person in chat can commiserate with that. I think it's a universally hated service and company. Yeah. If anybody's from a country where you like your ISP, let us know.
More power. You probably live in Europe, I would think.
I bet even those guys hate them. I bet everybody hates every ISP. I mean, what's more hated than like an ISP? Like a,
this is This is years ago. Maybe not directly cable related, but the cable companies are the wireless companies too, right? Like the phone companies.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And I remember years ago, I'm in Europe, and I was with a cousin of my wife's, and he would go from country to country in Europe. Like he would go to England and this, because over there, like you can hop from country to country. The plane fares are nothing, right? And he would hop around, and I said to him, I go, Sergio, like, don't you have to every time you go, like, get roaming and everything else and whatever on your phone? He looked at me like I was like at three heads. Like, no,
same, yeah.
You go wherever the hell you want to go, and you can still make your calls and everything else, and you pay one fee and that's it. And it's nothing compared to what we pay here.
Yeah, you don't get one of those surprise like $600 roaming bills. Yeah,
no, there's none of that.
Everybody's heard that story of like, oh, I knew this guy who went to, vacation in Puerto Rico or something. I guess that's a bad example, but there are places that are not that far away where you can get just destroyed with hundreds of dollars. Hundreds.
I have to do a roaming thing so that when I go to Nashville, that they don't. Take my house.
Yep.
All right. I'm just gonna pop here into the chat. We got quite a few people.
You got some reading to do. Yeah.
I got some reading to do. I got some names to go through. We got 24 people. You guys rock. Thank you all so much for popping in, man. All right, who do we got? We got Zach Thong. Welcome. Bill Frost. How are you? Justin Cox in Utah. In Utah. Nice to meet you. All right, we got Quentin in the house, so we got to do the thing. Ready? Count to three.
Ready?
Fill out his name. 1, 2, 3. Quentin! There you go.
I think Cheddar actually started a low key Quentin. It's more of a like Quentin.
That's a dude Quentin.
Yeah, it's the new Quentin.
Does he do that with bedroom eyes?
Yeah.
Quentin. Anyway.
Oh, speaking of.
Oh, he's got the Cheddar shirt.
Yeah, and he's here. I've summoned him.
We've got some Cheddar love going on. Yeah. That sounds nasty. Anyways, all right. See, I totally lost my train of thought. Okay, we got Todd Flowers in here. Daniel Horsley. Dry Heat, buddy. How are you, man? Who else we got? Brian Cote's here. Jay Steen. Nice to see you guys. Alex Radford, welcome. Yes, Brian, we all know that you're pretentious, okay? Give it up. Stop being pretentious. Rick Hefner is here. Spencer Cron, welcome. Layla's Guitar Daddy, how are you? Flat Frets, a.k.a. Showman, how are you, man? Greg Summers, nice to see you. I just watched your video earlier, Greg. Nice job, buddy. Who else we got? Rick Hefner. If we haven't said hello. BB Mate, nice to see you. Got to stand together without losing an eye. Yeah, look at that, eh? The background is different. Look at that.
Full set.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. You know what? And then when I'm going down the names, it friggin' goes and jumps on me. So always, man. Jasco Plumbing. Hey, buddy. Nice to see you. There he is, the man, the myth, the mystery. Cheddar Kung Pao is here. What do you have this guy on? I don't know. He's hanging around outside. He needed a place to stay. I thought, what the hell? Okay. What else we got? Mountain Man Music. There's a new name. Welcome. Charles Green. Nice to see you. Gary Holt.
There's R2.
Oh, there's R2, the man, the myth, the mystery. How are you, buddy? Okay, I think I caught everyone. If I haven't caught you, just please tag me and I'll see your name. And if you've got questions for myself or the Guitar Pit, aka Chris, just let us know. So
yeah, so
something has happened very recently.
What's going on?
Well, what's going on with me?
Yeah,
You know what? It's funny enough. Guess what I did today. What do I do all the time?
Drive to a guitar store and play Gibson.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, first guess. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But this time I went to I actually shot a video. I'll be putting it up in a couple of days, but I hate going downtown. Like downtown Toronto it's funny because for years and years I worked downtown, but now just the thought of going downtown, I get I get anxiety and shit, right? Because it just it's just I live in the burbs.
I hate it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Me too.
Right? And then, anyway. But so I only do this once a year. Now there's a flagship. There's our version of Guitar Center. It's called Long McQuaid, right? And the flagship store is in downtown Toronto. So I only do it once a year because of that reason. So I went down there today, drove down there today, and I mean it's a flagship store because they got all the good shit in that store, right? So I went in and I filmed a bunch of the store. And here's the coolest thing, and I mentioned this in my video. So I went up, and sales guy comes over, says, "Can I help you?" And I just said to him, "Listen, I'm a YouTuber, and I'd like to shoot some video of your store." And he's like, "Oh, no problem." He says, "And anything you'd like to try?" They set me up in a freaking room, man. Right? They set me up in a room, and they were handing me whatever guitars I wanted, and you film whatever you want, you do whatever you want. And then I said to them, "Look, I'm going to name your store, and I'm going to, promote your." Not that I'm a big channel, and of course, unless you live in the area, it doesn't mean squat to you anyway. But they were really, really accommodating, and
I'm kind of surprised. I would think they have 10 people in there every day being like, "I'm on YouTube. Let me play every guitar," and they're like, "Oh, here we go again."
Well, better than that, there's this was the flagship store downtown, but there's another store that I go to, and it's a store I went to when I did when the new Les Paul showed up. It was like they were one of the first stores to get it. I went in there and I tried it. And I was talking to one of the guys there, and now it's at a point where I walk in. If that guy is working there, he's like, "Hey, Huck, what do you want to try today?" I'm like, "This is so cool." It's like, you know what I mean? They'll set me up and they'll bring me whatever I want. It's so cool.
It seems like a very good deal.
Oh yeah, man. It's like, here, and then what amp do you want to use? It's like, wow, And then I promote the store, and if it's a good guitar, I say, hey, if you're in the GTA, which we call that the Greater Toronto area, and you want a really good version of this, come to the store and buy one. So but yeah, that's what I did. I tried a bunch, and they were all the new ones, right?
Okay.
The new rollout. So I tried the new a new SG, the re-release SG, like a single P90 on it. I tried the Les Paul Special, the TVLO. And of course I tried the Les Pauls again, right? But and actually I came across the best 50s I've ever played was today. It was
really so you have a pretty positive take on the new lineup?
No,
okay.
Because at this point I have probably played about 5 or 6 of each.
Yeah.
Okay. The playability between them has not been. It's been that part of it has been consistent. You know what I mean? Like I haven't played any real dogs yet.
Yeah.
Okay. They've been pretty good. Some, of course, are better than others, but they've been pretty good. But the finish, that's where I'm saying still the consistency issues, right?
Yeah.
Like even the one I played today, that was the best one of the bunch. There was still like paint on the binding.
Yeah.
Right. But mind you, that was the only flaw I found. The flaws that really, really bug me the most are, because these are all burst guitars, is when it's like there's no rhyme or reason to what 2 pieces of maple they put together. So the book matching is off, right?
Sure.
It's that. So so you've got like a horizontal on one half and then a vertical on the other. I mean, come on.
Whoa.
Really?
So it's that drastic? It's
yeah,
really,
it's
really
brutal.
bad.
It's brutal. Or the actual teardrop is not proper. It's
Yeah.
oversprayed, and
Well, the thing that really drove me crazy was all the tool marks and stuff, and that was on my
yeah.
standard. And then I was actually watching some of those Trogley videos where he was reviewing the newer ones, and I
Mhm.
mean that guy's like the world's biggest Gibson fanboy, and I thought there's
Yeah.
no way he's going to be straight on this, and every single one he went, well, the finish is okay.
Yeah.
It's still kind of messed up. So
Yeah.
that kind of bummed me out because I do like that they dropped the price. That's great.
Mhm.
But I don't
Well,
know. It's pretty tough when you see that stuff on a guitar that's still, I
you
mean,
know,
what, $2,600 or
they
something like
they
that?
they dropped the price, but there's still 3,700 taxes in for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's still not a cheap. That's still not a cheap instrument.
No, no, sure isn't.
All right, we have some more folks that have popped in. Again, if you've got questions for me or Guitar Pit, please tag. Are you in the chat?
I am.
Okay, perfect. So either one of us. Actually, here's a question. Rick Hefner, I love it that the telly is the closest to the player.
You're cheating on your Gibsons.
Yes. The hack owns a telly. Yes, he does.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I love Gibson, don't get me wrong, but I have a couple of Fenders too. I have a Music Man. I have these other things. R2R3 doesn't know who the guest is.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm familiar with that guy.
R2, I don't know. He plays
Yeah.
guitar, I believe. Yeah.
I think I've seen him in chats before.
Yeah, I think so. Greg Summers, are they authentic? By their price tags, they better damn well be. I'll tell you that. tell you that. Guitarded is here. Welcome. All right, I'm just going down quick. Charlie S, how you doing? Just making sure I haven't missed anyone. Oh, Todd Flowers has a question. I hear they send the lesser ones to Canada and Australia.
Brutal.
Yeah, that could very well be Todd Flowers. That could very well be.
So Cheddar says, keep in mind they really dropped the price $200 because they renamed the traditional. Yeah, but the standard came down and the traditional came up, right? Am I getting there right? I think the standard was like 33 and it came to 25, and the traditional was under that and it came up, I think. I might have that wrong.
Yeah, see, I have a hard time because I'm thinking Canadian prices. And here's the funny thing, the 2019s, so not the 50s and the 60s, but the 2019s and the store I was in today are still more expensive than the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah.
They still cost more. So
I have like one beam of sunlight coming through my shades directly into my eye.
At your eye. There's Crowbar, Pete Hickson. Hey guys. Gap Lover, nice to see you.
New standard is the traditional. Yeah, they lost me. I don't know.
That's not 100%, but
I
do you have an opinion on the new Vintera line of made in Mexico guitars from Fender? Do you think it's worth the price increase? This is a question from Rick Hefner. Are you Vintera line?
Never heard of that.
Never heard of it.
What is that?
Vintera.
Should we look it up? Let me.
Yeah.
Okay, one second.
Hey, there's Brad Miller. Welcome. Okay.
I'm looking.
Greg Summers says he can't tag you for some reason.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm in there. There's proof. I typed something.
There you
go.
Hey, Jay Steen.
Maybe I'm the Guitar Pit.
Maybe. The Guitar Pit.
Yeah.
There can only be one.
Okay, well here, let me
Loogie Flux. Brad Miller, how's it going?
Let me
Brad Miller saying they just released them today, so maybe that's why.
Okay, so here we go. Vintera. What I mean, it looks kind of like a regular lineup, I would say. Let me.
That's not replacing the Player Series, is it?
No, well, $8.99. So made in Mexico, soft V, alder or ash. Revoice 50s pickups. I don't know. I don't know what Ventera means. I guess we should read it.
Yeah, it's news to me.
7.25 radius. So they're going vintage. Maybe.
Vintage. Okay.
Vintage style, 6-point trim. All right. Well, I mean,
so Ventera means, I guess, is vintage is what they're shooting. So vintage made in Mexico.
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, those prices are creeping up. I mean, I'm all for, made in Mexico, but man, if they're $1,000, it's like, well, is that going to be better than
a Mexican Strat for 1,000? Seems a little, for 1,000 US, which would mean for me probably like $1,300 or more.
Yeah, and what's a standard US Strat for you?
Like they went
17.
Well, no, for us they're closer to $2,000.
Oh, because here if they're on sale, they're like $1,000. So that basically that means that means these vintage ones are new price is the same as an on sale American.
Right. But see, for us, you can still get, in Canadian money, you can still get a Players Series for, well, with taxes in, it'll still cost you around $1,000, but they're about $899, I believe.
Yeah. So Cheddar agrees, says vintage style, made in Mexico, 7.25 radius, vintage voice pickups, still poly finish though. So that isn't that like an instant deal breaker for people who care about like vintage specs?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
Mosley Music is here. Welcome.
Cool.
It is one. Oh, so Cheddar saying it is 100% hack. The only difference on the 50 standard from my traditional is the new standard has a graph tech nut. What pickups are in your traditional, Cheddar?
I think they all have burst buckers, right?
Well, but yeah, there's burst. Yeah, but there's a million burst buckers.
Burst bucker rare 3 deluxe version.
Yeah, I've got the kryptonite ones in mine.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Waleed, what's up, man?
Oh, Waleed's in here. Hey, Waleed. Thrash is in here as well. Todd Graff is in here. Welcome, folks.
Greg keeps telling me to get my R9 in the background.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. It's going to be in the foreground soon.
We'll get to that.
It's not a background guitar.
Marco's Images, welcome, man.
Yeah, burst bucker 1 and 2. So
burst bucker 1 and 2. Oh, if it's okay, so if the traditional has a burst bucker 1 and 2, then yeah, then it would be yes. Then I agree.
Yeah. And that's what I had in my standard. Those things sound great. But it's funny because they only sound good in Les Paul. Because I had them in a Jackson.
No,
they were the worst. It was so bad.
I did it again today, right? Because I was saying earlier, like I played them back to back, the 60s and the 50s, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, basically the only difference, well, other than the neck radius, was the pickups. And the 50s sounded so good, like the BB1, BB2 pairing, they sounded so good. And then when I picked up the 60s one, it's like with the 60s has 61s in it, right? And
what are 61s? Different, not
different pickups, right?
Okay.
So you're going from an Alnico 2 to an Alnico 5 magnet, so basically like a hotter pickup.
Yeah.
And like it was there, like instant, like But like, don't get me wrong. I've got I don't have 61s on any of my guitars, but I do like the 61s quite a bit too. But man, the BB1, BB2 sound really good. They sound really good.
They're kind of warm but bitey.
Warm, creamy.
Yeah.
And the middle position is so chimey.
It's the only guitar with a middle position. That's I stand by that. I've never used the middle position ever. And then the Gibson, then I go, I could give that a go. Marco says he's still liking Thornbuckers. I just put a set in a body. They are unique? ? Sounds like he hates them. I think they're awesome. I think those are great pickups to put.
I've not heard anything bad about a Thornbucker yet.
You know, they're cool, and depending on how you wire them, you can do a lot of different stuff. You can get a bunch of cool splits out of them. You can just run them real straight up. They're really cool pickups.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They,
I mean, I've never played them. I've only heard them, and they always sound good. They always sound good, and they're low output pickups too.
yeah, they're super low, and the regular Sir pickups sound pretty good, but
Mm.
they weren't like super exciting. So I feel like Thornbuckers is just the like little extra that those guitars need. They sound really good.
Aaron Songs is here. He's busy, can't chat. No worries. Todd Flower says I have a BB2 and 3 in my ES330. Very nice. Guitar that says I got a 2018 60s lacquer Strat a few weeks back, made in Mexico, $549.
That sounds pretty good to me, right?
Mm-hmm. That sounds really good. HK is here.
Roadwarns have nitro, right? I think so. So that's pretty awesome just for that, I think.
The HK saying BB1 and BB2 are the classic sound. Yeah, yeah. They're that very warm, fat, creamy. I mean, whatever. Add your word in here, sounding pickups.
Quentin's like, I'm gonna hang something in the window. You're right. It's driving me crazy, man. Here, I'll fix it.
He's gonna pull his
Here we
blood.
go.
Todd Flowers likes the 57s though. Yeah, I have the 57s in my SG, and they are fantastic as well. They're also low output pickups, which is probably why.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, that's what I did today. So and I got a video coming out of that. If anyone can sit through it, because it's kind of long. It's just me trying a bunch of guitars. But I got a video of that coming up in a few days. But anyways,
Yeah.
What have you been up to? As if we didn't know.
I sold everything I owned and bought an R9 because I mean we talked about it kind of last time, well, 2 times ago that we streamed, and it was I loved the way that standard sounded, but I think I don't know, it was a mix of I think the neck just didn't work for me. It felt like a Jackson soloist. It was a weird neck. Is that the neck that you like? It's the asymmetrical 60s one?
Yeah. See, I have that neck on that guitar right there. And I like it.
Yeah. I mean,
I like it. I'm good with it. You know what? But I'm equally okay with the 60s neck, which is just like the same radius, more or less, but symmetrical. It doesn't change as you go up the fret.
Yeah. For some reason, I just got, I felt like it didn't match in my head. Like, so here's the worst part is the Harley Benton I reviewed a million years ago. It was a SC 550. It had that very similar neck on it. And when I reviewed that, I said, this neck doesn't make sense. It feels like a Jackson or something. And then I got the standard and I went, that's where they got the neck from. It's like just like the Gibson, but I didn't know that Gibson had this kind of thinner necks with like a flat back on it and stuff.
Right.
And it just didn't work for me. I've been kind of moving away from those because this part right here gets cramped up when I start playing really thin necks, especially if I'm doing chords. Like the meat right here, and like the JP6 was doing that to me and a couple other guitars. And then as soon as I got the Friedmans, I kind of got used to the thicker necks. And so that's kind of what I was expecting on.
So you like more of a C as opposed to a D shape.
I mean, I used to hate that, but I just have to. Taste changed, I guess, because that would have been.
I totally get that.
I mean, to show how drastic it is, I remember playing a Luke 3, maybe like 10 years ago. Maybe it was just a regular Luke back then. I don't remember, but I played that and went, "What? Who would want this horrible neck?" Because it's like a soft V, and I mean that's a tiny neck in my opinion now.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was blown away that anyone could play that guitar, and now just keep going thicker and thicker. So I don't know. I guess it's a mix of taste change and maybe my hands changed or something. But I'm starting to like a rounder C. Don't really like the shoulders. I don't really like the flat back, which a lot of necks have. Where I guess is that a D or a U? Where it kind of.
I call that a D. Like a C is more rounded back.
Yeah. So I think that just a regular C is kind of what I was looking for. So
You mentioned the V-neck, man. One of the best necks I ever grabbed, and it was not too long ago. And funny enough, it was a PRS. So Vernon Reed has a signature model, a
yeah, he's
PRS.
got the Vela, right? With the
Yes.
yeah, I've seen that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan of the whole
It's a
pick.
little wacky. Yeah, yeah,
I would be just put a tortoise shell on it and I'd be happier, right? But
sure.
anyway, that aside, the guitar itself, man, that V, it's like, oh my God, does that feel right? It felt so right. And I was surprised because I never would have thought in a million years that I would like a V anything.
PRS, I mean, they have some really good necks, and I don't remember what my Vela had. It felt pretty chunky. It was like a chunky C, if I remember.
Yes. Yeah. The regular
Yeah.
Vela necks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I love the look of the Vela, but I
Oh,
don't
it's
like the neck on the Vela.
beautiful looking guitar. Yeah, I think they're kind of underrated. Those are super cool guitars
They
because
sound great.
they
Yeah.
sound great. They have that weird,
They're
not quite single coil in
They're
there.
different. Yeah, they have their own voice for
And
sure.
that's a cool guitar, and you can get a USA like S2 maybe Vela for like $800-900 probably, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean that's
Well,
going to be hard to beat. I think that it's a really really nice guitar.
yeah, it's a little more money here.
Yeah, well, but yeah, the Luke 3, it's the thin or a narrow
Narrow.
nut that you
Yeah,
expect on a Music Man, but then
right.
the neck, instead of like, so the JP6 is like a U. It's really flat and it's got some shoulders. The
Mhm.
Luke is like a lot more drastic, and that made all the difference for me. I went, oh, this is comfortable. It doesn't hurt my hand.
Yeah.
So the Luke ended up staying, and I got rid of the JP6 just because I was sick of playing it. It was hurting my hand. So
Okay, so how many guitars did you actually have to dump?
just two.
Oh,
So I sold the PRS Custom 24, which I love, but I'll get a new one, and the Les Paul Standard. And I got super lucky. The Astoran Reverb had an R9 discounted, and then they had included it in their Father's Day sale. So it was 15% off of their already like rock bottom price. So it was the cheapest brand new R9 I'd ever seen, which I was totally happy with.
so
And
this is an order you ordered this guitar without playing it.
yeah,
Wow.
yep, it
And
was
you
from Eddie's Guitars, which is like a notable music store, and they had a couple to pick from that were discounted, and they had a couple that were not discounted. So I had to kind of play by their rules, and they had about 3 or 4 of them. And I liked the finish on this one the most. Let's see.
I like that. That's a nice top on that.
I thought it had a cool top. It was a cool color, cool gradient, and the weight wasn't horrible. But as far as R9s go, this one's not super light. It's like over 8.5 pounds. I think if you hit the jackpot, you get under 8 pounds. But I mean, I can't tell you how happy I am with this guitar. It's super awesome.
I would love to record what you just said. Go back in time.
Yeah, no, send that to me when I'm like 19. You've been like, that stupid grandpa guitar is pathetic. Yeah, no,
From the time I've known you, and I was like the Gibson. You got to get a Gibson. It's like you went full, man. In the matter of like,
yeah,
when you got the Standard, I'm like, oh yeah, it's happening.
I don't know.
Now you went full R9 on it, man.
It was honestly, it was the tone of the last one. That's what did it.
Yeah.
If that guitar didn't sound as good as it did, I wouldn't have bought this. Definitely not. So it was, I knew like, hey, that's a tone I like. That's a tone I want, and that's a tone I can't get somewhere else.
Yes.
So I got to fix this neck, And then I did a research and I started thinking, you know what? Many people I know, Cheddar, Brian, I mean, tons of people just say, hey, this is the one. If you're going to do it, yeah, it's crazy money. Who cares? Just sell all your stuff, get it over with. And I agree. So that's what I've come here today to tell you to do is you need to pick 2 or 3 of those and say goodbye. And
Well,
I promise you'll be happy with it.
all right. So you're looking at an R9 for me. If I bought one used, I'm looking at about $8,000.
I mean, can't you come here and smuggle one? We'll figure something
Well,
out.
it's still going to cost me $8,000 because our money is worth nothing. So here, now there's actually Brian who's in the chat here. He sent me a link to a store that's got one, and this is like rock bottom. It's like, was it $5,500 a used one in our
Canadian?
Yeah.
Oh, so that is good then, because here $4,000 is, I think, pretty much it.
The best you can do. Yeah. So it's the best you can do here, right? And but you know what? It's just not in the cards, man. It's just, I've had certain things that have happened in the last few months that make it impossible for me to buy anything.
Just gotta let a couple of those rip, maybe 3 or 4. It'll hurt.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I really didn't. I didn't want to sell my PRS. I really liked that guitar, but I had it posted for what I was okay selling it for, and it just kind of was one of those stars aligned thing. The Gibson sold, the PRS sold like back to back, and I saw this. I was watching probably one of these guys' R9 videos, and I went, I'm doing it.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, did you put them for sale before you bought the R9, or like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, or was it you were doing that to finance?
No. I always have a bunch of stuff listed right now. Like right now, I have
so the stars did align, so that wasn't part of the plan.
No, and I didn't blow them out. Usually I do 2 things. There's one is I need money today, and I just is the cheapest possible price. Right. And the other tactic is I don't really want to sell that, but if you want to like pry it from my hands, you can. So like I have the Friedman Vintage S for sale right now, but I like that guitar. So if somebody gives me a crap offer on it, I just say no way. But if somebody wants to pay what I'm willing to give that up for, then I'll sell it. So
yeah.
So it was that kind of thing where the PRS had been posted for sale for months. And finally somebody came along and said, that's the exact guitar I want, and bought it. So it just kind of all worked out, because otherwise, I can't really afford that.
If it's like that, it's almost like the stars, like you say, were lining up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we got a few more people that popped in. Rock and Roll Guitar Lounge, how are you? Just scrolling down here.
It says
Flowers says I'm way back in behind the chat. I'm mistaken. My flying VS2s and 3s. My ES330 has 1s and 2s. Okay, cool. Ben Coombs is here. Welcome. Guitardi. John Bauer. Nice to see you. Fred Fritch. Hey. Fabulous Disaster. And it just jumped on me again.
Hey.
Yeah, folks, if you've got questions for myself or for Chris, please tag us and I will catch those.
It says, would you state that it's the manliest tone of all of your guitars? Yeah, maybe. It's pretty manly.
Manly tone.
It's kind of, it just is rich and vintage. It sounds thick. I don't know. Something about it. It's different. It's definitely different.
Hey, my wife is here. Queen Bee, welcome. Hey. Braxel is here. Janice Lala. What did I do with the sofa? My wife is asking what I did with the sofa.
He sold it.
I sold it to buy an R9.
Stuff's been disappearing recently.
All the appliances are gone.
Yeah.
Bobby Lopez. Yeah, sure. No, that's one thing that I'm almost afraid to even try one, man.
Well,
to try
and I kind of struggled with this in the comments in my video. It's a lot of people said, "Hey, is it worth it, or should I buy one?" And it's like, it depends.
You
I
can't
would
answer that question for somebody else.
Yeah, I would say there's two answers, and the first answer is no, of course not. One Les Paul is great, and it costs two Les Pauls, so skip it. The other answer is I didn't like my Les Paul, and I love this one, so it's actually worth infinite time Les Pauls to me because it's the guitar I like, and it stands out from the ones I already have. So let's say they were 20K. I still couldn't say no, it's not worth it. It's one of my favorite guitars, but I mean that's a ridiculous price, and it's not, fair or worth it. But if it really does stand out from the other ones I own, then I don't know. So
HK is asking me how long would I need to play an R8 or R9 when trying one out in order to be sure. I probably, to be on the safe side, it's taken me as long as a month to decide whether or not to keep a guitar.
Yeah.
So
a lot of places will give you a month too, which is nice. Guitar Center here will give you something like 40 days.
I buy it from a shop, and that is the advantage of buying from a shop, right? Instead of buying it used off some guy, because you got to decide like there on the spot,
Yeah.
James Severn is here. Waleed is here. Waleed says, I tried one in a store for 5 minutes. I still remember the feeling. It was 4 years ago. That made quite the impression. Holy shit. Hey, Broxton is here. When I bought my custom shop Les Paul, I was sad, but the Les Paul rules over any cheaper Les Pauls. And that's what I keep hearing. It's like, you will notice the difference. You will notice the difference. Absolute Mayhem is here. Hey, man. Hey, guys. Just popping in to smash the thumb, saying hello. I'll have to take the wife out for coffee, going topless. Okay. Thanks for all that information, buddy. Hopefully the cops won't see you out there. You are all in the head for a 20,000 guitar. Es loco. Thanks. That's my wife, of course. Wait until you try mine, Guitar Hack. I'm afraid to try yours, Brian Cote, for that reason.
Yeah. Is Brian near you?
Yeah, Brian is he's about an hour away from me. So Brian, we met up at there was your Gear Fest. We had something similar to that here. We met up, and he was nice enough to invite me to go to his house. So I'm gonna spend a day there. Probably it'll be after Namm, and I'm gonna try out his guitar, his Helix, all that shit. I'm gonna take. What did you ask? I think he asked me to take Blackie, and I'm going to take the Firebird for him to play around with. So,
very cool.
So I'll get a chance to try it then. Bobby Clipper likes the new guitar. Rack Hack. Thank you, Bobby Clipper. Appreciate that. Bobby Lopez played an R9 VOS at Law McQuaid Bloor, $7,499. Sell the couch, Hack. Then there you go. Yeah, my couch ain't worth that money. So that's what I said. So $7,500, and then with taxes, it's $8,000.
Yeah, that's horrible. It's horrible. There's no other way to. You can't justify that. That's ridiculous. But they're pretty good. So I don't know.
I'm not. Again, you can never. I can't decide whether or not you did the right thing. You can only decide for yourself, and if you're happy about it and you feel good about your decision, more power to you, man. I mean, it's you can't.
Well, I wasn't playing either of the guitars I sold, and now I play that one every day. So
there you go.
I think that is worth it. What was that?
Sorry, Cheddar invited me to his house. He's a little far away, but I appreciate the invitation, Cheddar.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sound for Less on Reverb. I've talked about them before. They're pretty good, and they're pretty fair and pretty upfront about their prices. Like when I've emailed them, they just come back and say it's this much. A lot of times you have to do like a back and forth thing.
Right.
And they have 2 R9s right now, and they're both 60th anniversaries. And I asked them about them, and they said $5,000 out the door. So I don't know what that is Canadian, but that's the cheapest new 60th that I've seen.
$5,000. Yeah, throw like, well, our dollar hit 76 cents today.
Yeah.
Woo! So yeah, so a little more.
Yeah.
Gap Lover
Bad.
saying, I'm sure you can get a scratched up R9. Oh, it comes relic, then they'll charge me even more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alarm grade, yeah.
I like.
Waleed, debate. Do you think that the Gibson should be a deluxe brand only and stop selling anything but customs? No,
Yeah.
no, because I love my Gibson USA stuff, and I would
It,
hate for that.
it it
Yeah.
would really limit their exposure, I think, in
Oh yeah,
I
become boutique, man.
mean, extreme boutique.
Yeah,
Even boutique brands don't charge custom money. So I don't know. I don't know if they should do that. I think maybe what they should do though is look at why people like the R9, what makes it special, and try to just produce enough of those to make it a little cheaper or something. I don't know if that's feasible. Obviously, I don't know what goes into making one, but
yeah,
it would be nice if it was a little more accessible, or maybe the USA line had something that was similar and
yeah.
a little more, reasonable.
Yeah, custom shop is custom shop in USA. That's almost like they're two different companies, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know if are they physically split or just
They were, but from
yeah,
what I understand now, they're under the same roof or will be under the same roof. I could be wrong about that,
yeah,
but I'm
throwing
something like that. Yeah, just to keep costs down and that.
yeah.
Because they did sell shit, one of their somebody in the chat will know, but they sold one of their buildings, and I think it's because they were trying to amalgamate everything to one location.
Yeah.
Braxel, you will love the R9. It will hit your pocket hard, but it will fade, and you will be happy, and you will feel you will not need any more Les Pauls. I'm I'm pretty damn sure that if I ever got an R9, that would be the last Les Paul that I would ever buy. Pretty sure that would happen. Okay, and I'm at the bottom of the chat. Awesome. So
Okay.
here's the thing with the R9. As good as it is, and I'm sure it's awesome. My thing would be that guitar would never leave my house. That's the other
Yeah. I
underlying thing that
I
I have.
get that. I get that.
Yeah, and my rule is like, okay, well, I have them out now so people can see. I can I can tell you honestly that every single guitar on that rack I've taken to a gig. Every single one of them. Telecaster not so much anymore, but I used to gig with that. I gigged out that almost solidly for like a good year and a half, 2 years. And then I've got the my other Gibsons in there and so on and so forth. I've gigged with every guitar that I own, all of them.
Yeah.
I can't see myself walking out into a bar with
Well,
an R9.
so presumably you have a couple favorites, right? Out of those, I know you
Yeah,
said the Black Les Paul is pretty
Black
much
Sheep.
that's your number one.
That's yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. It's like, you know what? It's how would I put it sounds great. It's like a utility knife. It just works.
sure, yeah. So I guess if I were you, which I'm not, and you're not, but what I typically do with all the stuff in my life is that'd be number one. I'd sell everything else and then try to maximize that last amount of money. And so it's kind of
Mhm.
like, I don't know, would you like two Toyota Camrys or a BMW or
No,
something?
I get
And
that logic, but would I want to drive that BMW to work every day and
well,
go?
no, probably not. But you already have Blackie. So that's my point, is that
Okay,
is
okay, I
your
see what you're saying.
workhorse.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so once you say, okay, look, I'm set. That's the one that I can take out, I can beat up, I rely on it. It's
Mhm.
perfect. And maybe you can even have a backup to that. But I had so many extra guitars that I wasn't playing that at this point I feel like each purchase needs to be something I really want,
Right.
not
Yeah,
or if I'm curious and I want to do a video, fine. But like, I have no curiosity about buying another Sir Standard, for example, because mine's that's perfect. That's all I want from me, and it's probably not everybody's favorite, but I'm happy and I'm done. So that was like, okay, cross that off the list.
well,
Stop.
yeah, I mean, like Gibson's, well, okay, I've got to watch what I say here, but let's just talk about strictly Les Pauls. Like, if you have an R9, in terms of like the Les Paul, you're done. And Braxel just said that in his comment. Yeah, once you get that, you're done. I mean, how much better can you get than that? You know, or an
real one
if you prefer that one. What's that? Another one.
A real one.
A real one.
Yeah, 1959.
Yeah, God.
Imagine walking out of the house with that. You need like 3 bodyguards.
Yeah. 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 That shit. I'd love to just be in the same room as one of those, man. Just to like get a little bit of the mojo coming off of that.
I kind of wonder if most of them are kind of out of whack at this point. A little twisted. All the hardware is like half broken. The switch is probably scratchy as hell. Yeah.
Can't replace anything on it because you kill the value of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby,
you can't, huh? That's a good point.
No, you can't. You got to keep it all stocked. Bobby Lopez, does the R9 ever go on sale here in Canada? I don't know, Bobby. That's a good question.
Maybe
when they have Gibson sales here, all I ever really look at is the Gibson USA. I haven't really looked into that. But Bobby Lopez, there's one on sale at the Arts. I don't know if it's still there. $5,500 if you're thinking of an R9. The Arts is in Newmarket or Markham. Google them. They're in the GTA. So check that out. Paul Lewis here. Welcome. Yeah. You know, the thing is, see, my problem with what you were saying in selling stuff is I know I'm going to miss it.
Yeah. No, I don't get me wrong. I miss a lot of my stuff I sell. I miss a lot of it.
Yeah.
I totally regret selling. There's probably 4 or 5 guitars where I'm like,
and then you end up buying what you sold.
Yeah. Crowbar says, Chris, have you ever been screwed on a deal? If so, what's the worst? Hate to bring up bad memories, but would be educational. If it's guitar deals, not really, but I've made bad purchases that I wasn't screwed like on purpose, but I thought, oh, I can sell that for what I paid for it, and I was just wrong.
Yeah,
like the PV HP2. I got killed on that, and I bought
just because it doesn't hold its value.
Had no value and no demand. Just nobody wanted to buy it.
Shit.
And I bought a Sir carved top that was a beautiful guitar, but it was like orange. And man,
orange.
It was orange. I thought it was going to be natural. It was really, it was like a pretty spalted, flamed. It was a beautiful piece of wood, and it was so orange. And I just went. I opened the case and just went, I'm going to lose $500. Like I knew it for sure, and I did almost. Maybe a little less.
The guy must have done some crazy ass photography to make it not look that bad in all his photos.
No, it was the opposite. He was being honest, and I thought, oh, there's no way somebody built it that orange. I bet his white balance is out of whack, and I bet it looks better in person.
It's like, no, man, it's really orange. You're like, yeah, it's not that bad.
So that was 100% my fault. And the orange Sir is on Reverb right now. So the new owner probably went, I gotta get rid of this thing too. So Crowbar, I don't remember what I sold it for. It's probably like $2,700, and I paid $31 or something. So I lost pretty good money on that, but it happens. And other times you get good deals and you make it back. I just bought a third Strandberg, and this one I bought just because it was $1,200 for Strandberg metal.
I hate to tell you, but it's missing a headstock.
It's gone. It got sheared off in the mail, but
I can't do that, man. I can't do the no headstock. I can't.
4.5 pounds, man. Hollow and listen to what this thing sounds like. This tiny crappy guitar unplugged. It's so loud.
That is good.
it's crazy. It's like a chambered mini acoustic that sits on your leg perfectly.
Yeah. That would be a great travel guitar. That's what I'm.
It is, and the case is tiny, so it fits because one, it's a small case and it's thin, so you could easily, and it even has a backpack straps on it, and it's a perfect travel guitar, and it weighs, look, there's nothing. So I think they're really cool. They're overpriced, but I just keep buying them because one, they're easy to sell, and two, I keep seeing deals on them, and I go, oh, I guess we're getting a Strandberg again. So that's like the third one I've had, just because if I see them for cheap, I buy them because I love them.
Oh, you like them, right? Todd Groff is volunteering to go to Sweetwater and bring me an R9. Hey, listen, man, sure.
You have to steal it and smuggle it across the border and then deliver it.
Steal it, smuggle it across the border. Yeah.
Full service. Yeah, the whole package. Yeah.
Full service smuggling.
Yep. Call me. Yeah. I like what you're doing over there.
Aaron Songs, this convo is out of my league. Think I'll just play what I have. It's out of my league too, buddy. Believe me. Rob 212 is here, the Tactical 6-string, Wizard One Music. Hey, folks, welcome.
That's the other thing, though, is there are plenty of perfectly usable guitars. That's the problem when people say, is it worth it? Like, any guitar I have is fine. It's all anybody needs. So there's no... I guess the Strandberg is probably the cheapest guitar I have, and that's 100% fine. If that was the only guitar, great. That's fine.
Well,
I love it.
Yeah, the playable guitars. I mean, yeah, you can get a guitar for a couple $100. Shit, you can buy those plastic. What do they call those? Shit, those Gibson makes them. Those or Epiphone.
Those totally plastic.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know if they're totally. They're like cheap as shit.
Like Danelectros.
No, they're cheaper than Danelectros. What are they called now, man? They're like. Oh shit! Blank with the name.
And
they're like $99 guitars.
Weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
that sounds too cheap.
I saw them again today.
There's like a sweet spot in there somewhere, though, right? Like a nice made in Mexico.
Yeah,
that's perfect. Or I have an MIJ Strat. I love that guitar. Those are cheap. A Mexican Fender bass that I love. But when you get into like this kind of territory, this is that Anderton's East Coast.
I'm surprised you still have that thing.
What am I going to do with it? I burn it? I can't sell it. It costs more to ship this than it's worth. So I have this because I will give this to anyone who is in Austin, Texas. If you need a guitar and you're in Austin, you can have it.
If you're in the Austin area and you would like a free guitar, hit up Chris.
Hey, I haven't played this for so long. It's kind of in tune.
Kind of in tune, yeah.
And I really fixed the neck up. This neck feels good now. I redid all the frets and stuff. But so let's say this is like $100 guitar. As it arrived, this was not good enough for somebody to play all the time. I think this would have been disappointing, but I spent maybe 2 hours fixing it up, and that's fine. But if it's $100 guitar and you take it to a tech and they spend 2 hours on it,
you just double the price of it.
You just blew it. Yeah. So I think you got to aim a little higher than like rock bottom. You know, you should be looking at a used made in Mexico or all of the world music stuff. That stuff's all pretty good. But
yeah, like I said, you don't have to spend tons of money.
No, definitely not.
To get a decent sounding guitar. Like, I mean, I'll mention Blackie again. That's the least expensive Les Paul I own because I bought it used and I got it for a steal.
Yeah.
And it is beat up. I don't care. It sounds good.
No, it doesn't matter.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
You know, it sounds good. And what the guy did to it is he made it all black, right? Everything he bought pickup rings, the black knobs, the black pick guard, everything was like black.
Was it gold, do you think, originally?
Okay, stop. No.
No, I don't know.
No, it's a standard. No, the custom.
Okay.
The customs.
Okay. I wasn't sure if Gibson always did black
No,
and then.
it wasn't. It wouldn't. Sorry, that's not stock. That's him.
Yeah.
And all that shit out. So the guitar was like totally black.
Yeah, I kind of like.
Yeah. So what I did was he kept all of the original ivory stuff in like a little Ziploc bag. So of course, me being the traditionalist, that's got to look like a Les Paul. All the black shit came off. All the cream stuff. The only thing that I left on there that he had put on there is he put black speed knobs on there, and I like those better than the top hats.
Sure.
Right. So that's it. But everything else, but it was, used and beat up and whatever. But I mean, holy shit, it's like the best.
Used and beat up. I mean,
he used
relic, buddy. Like,
yeah, I paid extra for that. He was a gigging guy. It was a guitar that God gigged with, right?
Sure.
I don't have a problem with that. It had mileage on it, but I got that guitar. I've had it for what, 2 years now, maybe. I paid Canadian $1,300 for that.
Oh, that's great. Okay, yeah.
Like I could put that on sale right now, and I could probably get close to $2,000 for it.
That's the best kind of guitar. You got not much money in it. You love it, and if you need to, you can cash it out. That's a trifecta, perfect guitar right there.
Well, the best one, the best deal I got, or where I actually made money on a guitar, was back in the early 90s. I'm gonna say 91, maybe 92. I bought a used. Actually, I think it was my first real Gibson. It was a 92. I bought it in 92. It was a gold top deluxe. It was a 1980 gold top deluxe, and they made deluxes from about 72 up to 80, and then they stopped. And then they made them again later on. But those were the only deluxes out there. And so I don't, if you're not familiar with the deluxe, it's basically
not really.
Okay, it's just a Les Paul standard, but instead of putting the full humbucker, they had the mini humbuckers in it, right? Okay. But it had super low frets. I hate low frets, man. Like there's got to be some kind of a fret on the guitar, right? I can't play like non-existent frets. Anyway, so I had this thing, and I had it for years and years and years, and then the 339 came up on my radar. I went into that store, I kid you not, at least 7-8 times, and I'd walk in and then I'd play it. I'm like, oh god! I hang it up.
Wow.
And then, because it was so expensive. That guitar was over $3,000, right? And then
back then, that's even more.
No, now I'm going back maybe 4 years ago.
Oh, not okay.
No.
I thought we were talking 90s.
Like I had the deluxe for all this time, right?
Okay.
And then I go and I play it, and I did that, and I did that, and I did that. And one time I went in there with my wife, and I did the same thing again. I picked it up and I'm playing it, and she said that, and I can't. She's to this day I don't understand those words. Well, if you like it, buy it. I'm like, have we met?
Music to my ears.
$3,000 guitar, but. You know what I said? I said, no, there's no way I'm paying $3,000 for a guitar. So I went and I took that gold top that I had, the deluxe that I wasn't playing, and I paid $900 for that originally. And they gave me well over $2,000 for it. Hell
yeah. At a store?
At a store.
Oh, so that's even better, because that means it was worth $3,000.
Probably. Yeah. Well, I think they ended up selling it for $2,800.
Wow. Okay.
And a guy bought it. Somebody bought it, and it was already a little flawed because it had like a twisted neck that they couldn't quite straighten out. So it had its issues, right? Yeah. So anyway, and that basically financed that 339, which I still own to this day. But that guitar was the one I think I've made the most money on, like more than double the price of what I paid for it.
Can't beat that.
Rarity, because of its rarity, right?
Yeah. No. Can't ever argue with. I mean, actually, you got a cool guitar you loved and then made money.
Here's another story, but I didn't make money, but I didn't lose money. So back around the same time, like around 92, 93, I bought a Fender Strat Plus. This is when the lace sensor pickups first came out. Those, they're the noiseless. They were noiseless. And then they had all these different. They had golds, they had reds, and some were hotter.
I think you told me about this. This was that one that has like metal, like the roller nut and stuff.
And the Wilkinson roller nut. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, those I used to think those were awesome.
Yeah. They were.
But I could never get one at the time.
So I bought that thing, and I bought it. It was black. It was like an Eric Clapton black, cut, black,
Yeah.
white pickguard, and then all maple on the neck and fretboard. And I had that thing, and I kid you not, that's when I was gigging the most. I kid you not, I probably played close to 200 shows with that guitar. I had the frets were like I had different strings, so some of the strings were like right down the center.
Yeah.
Right? So, anyways, it's like I put that thing because then I found another Strat that I never really liked the lace sensor pickups, and then I have a Strat, the same one I have now, that came with Fat 50s, which sound way better. And it's I know I like that guitar better. Anyways. So I wanted to get that guitar, but I wasn't going to have two Strats, so I put that thing up for sale. Would you believe? And I sold that guitar probably about 4 or 5 years ago. So I had the guitar from about 91, 92, and I sold it in, let's say, 2015, 2016. I sold that guitar for the exact same money that I paid for it in 90.
Winner. Yeah.
And
it was
with the
pretty beat up.
with the fretware. And I said to the guy, I go, look, I said, this thing needs a fret job. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm fine with it. Even the case was fucked. He's like, oh.
And that's a fret job's expensive.
Yeah.
I've only done that like once to a guitar, but it was a fortune.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bought a cool guitar, but it had bass frets on it. So yeah, it was a custom shop. It was a Warrior guitar, and the guy spec'd it out very strangely. But I knew the bass, like the guts of the guitar were good.
Right.
But he had special ordered enormous frets.
Oh, yeah. Like, how does that even work?
I don't know, but I think they probably said, hey, you don't want these. This is not going to work. And he said, it's got to be this. It was like basically the biggest guitar frets you could buy. I mean, they were hilarious. They were that big probably. And so I bought it for really cheap, got it refretted, and it was awesome. That was my favorite guitar for years. So
there you go.
It worked out.
There you go. Really neglecting the chat. I apologize, guys.
I know. Me too.
Mitch Heyman is here. Hey, Mitch, welcome. Let me just go down here really quick. Hey, Johnny Bean popped in. Hey, Johnny, how are you? Mark Wade, time has been kind. How you doing, buddy? Let me just go down here. Mountain Man Music, welcome. Mountain Man makes a good point. Ibanez has a ton of RGs you can pick up for a couple of $100. They're pretty good.
And MIJ RG, those are unbeatable for a couple $100.
There you go. There you go.
Those are the best.
Yeah. ChickNGuitars. Hey, just got back from a bike ride with the fam. Hi, all. Sorry I missed the show. No worries. We got 66 people in here right now.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Yeah. So,
you got an army.
I got, It's a kiss arm. I'm kidding.
Don't do it.
Everybody just on sub.
Yeah, there they go. That was it.
He said kiss, right?
Yeah.
Kiss reference and everything. All the shows that I'm on has to be at least
you have to say it at least once.
At least once. Yeah. So I mean, like I was saying earlier, like getting the R9, like that's it. You can't really top that in the Gibson world. And let me ask you this now. Playing that R9, is that not got the best tone out of all the guitars you own?
It definitely does, but that's not the part that surprised me. I thought it was going to sound the best, and it does.
Mm-hmm.
But it also might play the best, which that bugs me because I have a lot of other guitars that I think play really well, and most of them are higher tech than that. You know, they have all the fancy stuff, roasted maple neck and stainless frets, and it's been plexed and all this stuff, carbon fiber running down the board. But this thing from the factory, I mean, the action is ridiculous. It 1 millimeter, I don't even know, almost nothing. The intonation's perfect. The shorter scale, I think, makes the strings a little Like they're a little more loose.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it has no tuning problems.
Which is surprising because that's what everybody complains
So
about.
I'm just kind of baffled by the whole thing because it seems boring to say, oh, well, this one's just better than all the other ones. And it might be, which is kind of upsetting. I mean, I would say it plays as good as, I don't know, like the Vigier or something. It's crazy. It plays incredibly well.
Right.
So so that's the part that really threw me because I thought, okay, well, it's going to sound the best and it'll be cool, but I'll still have to fight it a little bit.
Right.
And really, the only thing I'm fighting is like this little arm thing.
Yeah.
With the rest, I mean, the playability, 100% as good as anything else I have, or if not better.
Which kind of shows you like how they got it right back then, right? I mean, in people even, you know, and I'll even say like the Fender stuff. I mean, stuff that's been around since the 50s seems to, you know, that's why it's still around, right? Because it's just they did it right, you know, on the original launch of these things, man.
It's just spot on. So that's actually what kind of bugged me the most because I figured it won't play as good as something else that I love, but it does. So I don't know. I just don't have. Let's see. All he says the clean tones don't beat your Sir. If you want kind of the more Fendery single coil thing, I like the Thornbuckers more for that, obviously, because that's kind of apples to oranges though. But I mean, the humbuckers, that's all you need, I think.
Okay, we got some more new people that popped in. Metalhead Hippie, hey buddy, how are you? Guitar Fish, hey, how's it going? Vincent Wiener, nice to see you. Charlie S is also going for the bigger necks, yeah. ChickNGuitars, okay. Will Varella's here, how are you? Guitared at 66 people watching, only 38 thumbs. Yeah, thumbs up, folks, please, if you wouldn't mind.
They're holding out.
They're holding out their they're hitchhiking. They're holding out their thumbs.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean Zimmerman, how are you? And it just jumped on me. Jeff Harper, nice to see you. Ron Gillespie, how's it going?
Braxel says
keeps telling me buy the R9.
You only live once.
Yeah. No, Braxel, you know.
It's in the works. You're
give it time.
Yeah, you're getting there.
Give it time. Gotta get rid of some of these. I'll you know, if I can detach myself, like you were saying, keep the couple that I'm gonna go out with and just have it here at home.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it's fine, right? If you have a couple that you can use. Right? How you have what? At least 10 guitars, right?
I have 10 at the moment.
Yeah. So you don't need 10 guitars. That's way too many guitars for one person. So
you know, who the hell? Somebody made a comment on one of my videos. I was reading it today. I think it might have been Mark. How time has been kind. He's like, he goes, "You're a collector," because
yeah.
And I said, "No,
I use these."
I said, "I'm not a collector. I gig with all of them." And he goes, "Yeah." As I stare at all my empty bottles, I'm not an alcoholic.
I mean,
but I'm not an alcoholic. You know, like, you know what? Yeah, you got a point, man.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty true.
It is what it is. It's a, you know, I know plenty of people that have like one Strat and they go, "I'm good. That's it."
Yeah.
But I get a little curious and I go, okay, well, I want something that does metal today and I want single coils tomorrow. And so I look at least a little, you know, variety, but
yeah.
But I don't think anybody probably needs 10 nice guitars. So
you know, you're saying that, and I'm looking behind you, and I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4.
I have less than 10 nice guitars, I think.
Okay,
I have a bunch of crap.
Nice guitars.
Yeah,
but you got more than 10.
I mean, want a little strum on this guy? Let's see.
Bet? What happened there, man? It's perfectly in tune too.
This piece of crap. But so that doesn't count as guitar, right?
No, it's I don't know what that is. Jimmy T is here. Johnny Beane, I have no idea where Dave Nesdall is, buddy. Yeah,
Or this one. This is my first guitar.
that's cool that you still kept it. That
Still got it. Yep. Shiny square.
Shiny square, yeah.
No strings. The frets are, let's see. Let me try to get this on camera because the frets are funny. Almost nothing.
I just saw that.
worn down to almost nothing at all.
Yeah, I can't play that.
Yeah. Oh, it's unplayable, and I think the neck's twisted and stuff, but it keeps around just in case, you know.
Hey, Timothy Lynch, how are you? All right, let me do my speech. Let's see.
We got prepared a speech for us.
I've prepared a speech, sir.
All right. Okay.
So, folks, so we got 67 of you in here. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for checking out the show with Chris. Folks, let's grow this community. If you've got content, let us know. Let's all sub each other. Let's keep the numbers growing. Let's keep it, let's take over the whole guitar community. Let's grow this thing. It's like an invasion.
This is the army we were talking about. You're kind of
talking about
inciting them a little bit.
Yeah, let's all support each other. Let's keep it all positive. It's been a fantastic discussion. How about some thumbs up, folks? Appreciate that. If you're not subbed to Chris, I have he's in the cards. He should be in the cards. His channel's in the cards. If you haven't already subbed to Chris, please do. If you haven't subbed to myself, please do. I'm still trying to get up to 1,000 before Namm. It's not going to happen. Nav's like 3 weeks away. But the closer I get, the better. So that would be awesome as well. So yeah, appreciate you all watching. You guys absolutely rock.
Hey, 700 something subs, but you have 70 people watching your stream all the time. Compare that to any other channel. That's like the best ratio on YouTube. So there you go.
I can't take credit for that. I absolutely don't know why that happened.
What's wrong with all these people? Yeah.
What's wrong? You know what? I don't ask questions. I just thank God. I'm blessed, man. I got all these people that, week in, week out. Solo show.
Incredible. Yeah.
On. I don't know, for whatever reason, man. You guys absolutely rock, and you always make my week. Every week, week in, week out. So
I know. I always watch your show. It's fun. Well, I'm usually like cooking dinner when you're on, so I can't type because I see it on my phone. But I don't do mobile. People like are typing on their phone. Not for me. I'll watch, but I don't type on my phone.
Half the time I'm watching on my phone, and I want to say hi to everybody, and it takes me like 20 minutes to get through.
I don't do it. If something's really good, I'll go upstairs. I'll like stop what I'm doing, go upstairs, and then type it on my computer. But
I can't do that because I'm usually, in the summer now, if we finally got some decent weather, I'll be sitting outside with a cigar. Yeah. Okay, type away.
No, but I just think it's so cool that many people show up like on a weekly basis. That's pretty unprecedented as far as YouTube and guitar channels go. I've seen channels with like 10,000 people have less than 70 people show up to live stream. So you're doing something right.
Well, I appreciate that, and again, it's these folks, man. That's why I keep doing it. I mean, these guys are amazing, right? These guys and gals are absolutely amazing.
Heck yeah.
But Will Varela has 70 computers, so he's got.
It's all Will.
It's all Will. But geez, I lost my train of thought. Anyways, but no, it's just it's awesome. It's awesome. And shit, and I forgot what I was gonna say. It's just blanked out. Anyways, but yeah, the on the phone thing, yeah, it's it's hard to type everyone in, but I make an effort. I do.
Yeah, it's brutal. I think you were saying subscribe to everybody and give everybody high fives and be cool.
Be cool, keep it positive, and
yeah, and don't be not cool, because
don't be not cool. Yeah. I got some English learning to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double negative.
Ron Gillespie, love Chris's channel. I love Guitar Hack. You rock, Ron Gillespie.
Thanks, Ron.
Say nice things now. You guys all rock. Absolutely rock.
Yeah, Ron always leaves me cool comments. I love the comments. That's like the funnest part.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, some of these.
I only get like one mean one a day, so it's all right. I got one today that was so mean. It was like the meanest comment I've ever got. I don't even remember what it said, but it was like, "You don't know anything about this guitar. You sound like a wiener. I hate you. Go jump in a pit," or something. I was like,
wow.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. Come again.
Cool, man. Yeah. Hell band.
You know, the word I still get, I've been doing videos since a couple of years now, but I didn't start doing them regularly. It'll be actually a year. It'll be a year end of July is when I started doing like regular stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember what I wanted to say earlier. Anyways, I'll come back to that. And
might forget.
But you know what it is? But I still get, like, my first videos were shit. I mean, you know, I'm reviewing the gear that I have, and you can tell, like, I don't know, not that I know it now, but it was bad, right? And
Sure.
I was doing it on this old friggin' Galaxy Tab from like the 30s. Like Power Direct. It was horrible. It's a shit show.
Crank on it. Keep it going.
Yeah. You know, the sound was bad and everything was bad on it, whatever, right? And I'm still today, like, and here's the crazy part, but those are my biggest views. I got like 14,000 on one, and I don't know how many thought, you know, so they're my biggest views from back then, right? But I'm still, every couple of weeks I'll get a shit kicking from somebody that, you know, it's like this comment will come up and I'm like, man, that video was like 2.5 years old. And the guy's like, man, your sound was shit, you can't play. And that's like, yeah, thank you very much, buddy.
Yeah, cool.
So find this video.
You got me. Yeah.
And I tell them, I says, yeah, they're shit. They're a little bit.
What do you want?
Back and, you know, reshoot that. I don't even have that gear anymore. I sold it. It was shit.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say about, I think part of the reason is if you're regular, right? Like,
sure.
I mean, like, if you had a weekly show, right? Like, I mean, I've been doing for the longest, I can't even remember when I started doing.
You've been doing once a week for at least eight months. Maybe,
and then like that. Twice a week, and then you know. Anyways, but I think if you do it long enough that, you know, people know that, oh, this night such and such will be on. I think that's a big part of it. It's like when you come on randomly, nobody knows really, or you know what I mean?
I know.
But they know that. I think that's what it is. Honestly, I think that's what it is. So people know that I'll do, you know, Thursday 8:00 I'll be on, right? You know, and you know. The Tuesday shows are a little bit trickier because those are my guest shows.
Yeah.
And like, I'll be honest with you, ask me right now who I'm going to have on next week. I have absolutely no idea. I don't know. I may not even do a show next Tuesday if I don't have a guest.
Sure.
You know, I don't know. Like, I play it by ear, you know. I think I sent you that email to come on like 2 a.m. or something. It's like, hey,
like yesterday.
You know, there you go. Right? Hey, Chris. Oh, kill. You know, and so kind of like that, right? So that's why, like, I'll say that the Tuesday shows are always kind of, the Thursday shows are solid because it's just me. It's easy, right?
Yeah.
But the Tuesday shows are always tricky. Always.
Oh, there's Jamal. What's up, man?
Jamal is in here. Tactical 6-string. If I haven't said hello. Hey, Jamal, how are you? Quentin James, it's all fun and games until Yarrick shows up. He's still going on. You know, that when I read the names, and I'll get these names sometimes and I'll get caught, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to get me to say a specific name. The first one that I got caught on, and I'm not falling for that again, buddy. That's not happening. I'm being much more careful.
I think I missed that.
Oh, you missed that one?
Yeah. What was it?
Funny now.
I guess you can't say it now.
Yeah. At the time, it wasn't funny, but in retrospect, everything's funny afterwards.
Yeah.
Braxel, I hope we see your new R9 within a week. Yeah, me too.
Gotta move some funds around.
Yeah, well, man.
I thought I was up, and somebody returned the last guitar I sold. So
shit.
now I'm in the hole a little bit. So, Quentin, I got you. It kind of Scottish accent maybe for that name.
Yeah, it's a Scottish name.
Yeah, see, this guy sold, and now he's back, which is sad because this is a really good guitar, and the guy got a good deal, but it has a treble bleed on it, and I didn't say that in the ad, and he was like, the volume knob doesn't work. And it does work, it just works differently than
the
guitar. So he returned it. So I posted this again, but this thing rules, so whatever. But it's one of those things where if you kind of counted on that money and then you get a return, it's like, oh, okay, it's not good.
Yeah, that's all Reverb. Like, I don't know. Like, I've never bought or sold anything on Reverb, so I don't really know how that. So, like, even if a guy buys something on Reverb, he can still.
I even sell stuff marked as no returns, as is policy.
Right.
Doesn't matter. If the buyer always wins on Reverb. So if they say, hey, it wasn't described properly, and you can always find some loophole, like, oh, well, you didn't tell me there's this invisible scratch that I found with a microscope or something. And so Reverb then says, okay, you got to take it back, and I have to pay the shipping again.
Oh, shit. So they can override your.
Yeah, so I paid shipping there. And then, well, he paid, I think they pay shipping there, but then I have to pay shipping back. And then you got to repost it. Hope somebody buys it. So
that sucks, man.
It sucks, but to be honest, I've sold like 100 guitars, and that's the first return I've ever had.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's pretty good, yeah. But it just sucks because it's like getting a $2,000 bill in the mail where you're like, that's all right.
I'm just reading Krellbar's name. That's interesting, Krellbar. I'm not saying that one out loud. Eric and Sandra said hi. They had a large branch crash down in their yard. Oh shit! I hope they're okay. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't want to bring the chat down, but there's a friend. This in seriousness. There's a friend that a YouTube person, Bruce Poinsett, I believe is his name. I also have him as a Facebook friend. He has just gotten some horrible news, medical news. So let's all send him positive thoughts and prayers. And he's going through a really rough time right now. I've been getting Facebook messages and stuff. And yeah, he's in a bad place. So let's all send him positive vibes and prayers and wish him the best.
Bummer. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to bring it, but that is life, unfortunately. Yes, thoughts and prayers to Bruce. It's 8:24. We've been going almost for an hour and a half. Did you want to just wrap up? Go to 8:30, maybe another 5 minutes.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever you want to talk about. I'll talk about guitars forever.
Oh, I know.
It's an actual illness. There's no other.
It's like, what did I do today? I got this.
Yeah.
And did the unboxing today. Got this in the mail, and I put this together today. And this was thanks to the community, by the way.
Oh, nice.
The community. This was a gift.
They want to see them all lined up.
Subscribers.
I dig that.
Got that today. Put that together.
What's that hold? Like 8? That's pretty good.
It's 7. They come in. It's weird. They come in 5, 7. I also believe there's a 9.
Okay.
But the biggest one I could find was a 7 online.
I bought 2 little ones that I have back there, but yeah, that looks pretty good.
See, I can't do the wall thing like you have because I got stuff on like all my walls. Like there's
pictures
you can see. I can't do the wall hanging thing. So it's like So I had the, I told the wife, she's like, yeah, why don't you just, get rid of the couch and put all your guitars, because nobody uses that freaking. Half the time that couch was, I just had guitar cases stacked on it.
Yeah.
All my guitar cases are basically in the closet, and well, not all of them, but most of them, 7 of the 10 are here. And then I got another rack beside me over here that'll hold the other 3. So
yeah.
so I can have everything out, right? That way I'm going to play everything, right?
Yeah. I think having it out helps a lot. I know that, 'cause I sit right there during the day when I'm like working. So that's usually what I'm playing or whatever. So I have like a floor rack too. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, there's so many cables. So there's some more. So that's kind of my like quick guitars to grab, kind of down in that area. But I think it's good to just have them out where you can get to them right away. And
yeah, and if they're out, they're all going to get played, and that's the whole thing. Like I want to be able to play them. The only issue I have, and I only realized this, is when I started taking them out of the cases. It's like, am I going to remember which cases for which guitar?
yeah,
I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, right?
yeah. People put tape on them and label them. I've seen that a lot.
That would mean you'd be organized.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't get that.
Totally ridiculous. Yeah, and then what was the other thing I was going to say? I forgot. What were we talking about? Guitar racks. Oh, the thing about hanging them on the wall.
Yeah.
Really hard to get right.
So you miss the studs?
I've measured it like 100 times. I'm sure there's a stud there, but the middle one is hanging by a hair. So
shit.
It's so scary that because it's like a 3-prong. It's like a plate with 3 holes in it.
Yeah.
And the 2 side ones are, I think, wider than a stud. So I think the best you can hope for is 2 out of 3, but it's kind of dicey. Do you find that your floor rack, is it really close together? Because mine is like scary close together.
You mean like guitar to guitar?
Yeah, like if you're putting one away that's in the middle, it's kind of hairy, right?
Kind of close. See, somebody was saying, like, why aren't the guitars all facing one way? Well, here's the problem. That Firebird, you see this one here?
Yep. I know what you're gonna say. Yep.
It can only go that way.
Yep. I got the same problem with my bass because it's got longer thing, and so it'll hit the wall unless it's.
Well, it's not even the hitting the wall thing. It won't sit in that, because you got the 2 bars at the bottom, right? It won't sit in there properly. So unless I turn it that. So originally, so I wanted to all face them this way so you could see all the headstocks.
Yeah.
But I can do that with all of them, but the Firebird, because the Firebird literally just like fall right out of the thing because the slant's going the other way. So,
you know what does sit in the rack though? Is this. That sits in the rack perfectly. It sits here and here, which is kind of weird because I thought, there's no way, and you can't hang it by the head, but it actually it goes quite nice in there, which is cool. And
a number of people, when I posted the unboxing of this, they were telling me, and I'm going to do it yet, is to get like all the painted necks that I have, to put like a t-shirt or something there, like a rag, so that this doesn't eat away at the finish on the neck.
I've heard of that. Is that like, are we talking?
But I don't know if this is the material we're talking about, because this is like a spongy.
That's probably similar to what I have, but are we talking like 2 months or 10 years, guys? Like chat.
Well, for that chemical reaction to happen.
Yeah, because I've heard of that, but all my stuff is nitro. I think all of them except the Ernie ball are nitro, and I have them hanging, and I don't know.
I guess it all depends on what material that those hangers are made from, right? But these things are used, the stuff they use here can have a chemical reaction. Vincent Wiener, great show today. Thank you so much. Phil Mosley. Yes, I'm not trying to breed the guitarists. I have to turn them that way for that reason I mentioned earlier. Hey, a 64 T-Bird is here. Hey, Hack, what is it about the Stratocaster you don't like? I like the Stratocaster. I have one. I don't have any issues with the Strat. Scale lengths don't bother me. I was, like, even guitar, like, I don't change guitar strings from scale length to scale length. I use nines and I use nines on everything. I've never,
Yeah.
maybe I'm just not sensitive enough to different tensions, or I'm a Neanderthal. I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't notice it.
I actually can kind of tell, and I think it's because I'm right in the middle. I used to only play nines, and then lately I've been playing a little more tens, but I notice tens. I go, oh, these are a little big, but the Les Paul scale length with tens is where it's right in the middle where I want it. I feel like nines are too light, tens are too taut, and then tens at 24 and a quarter or 3/4, I go, okay, just right. So I think it's like a half of a gauge.
Yeah.
So if you go from, let's say you like 11s and you like 25 and a half, then if you go down one, it's going to feel a little lighter, but it's not going to feel like a whole click. It's like half of a string gauge, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I get it, and I don't discount people that notice the tension difference. It's just for me, I'll put nines on the Strat. I'll play that fine. Pick up my Les Paul with nines. I don't notice any difference.
Yeah, or guitars with a trem. Those feel way slinkier than a hardtail. So, like the Luke 3 is like those strings. You feel like you could bend the high E all the way like across the whole fretboard, whereas you couldn't do that on like a Friedman or something. No way. So
yeah. ChickNGuitars is saying, glad to see Ed McMahon is comfortable. Yes, Ed McMahon is my bear. Yeah, I found a spot for Ed McMahon. There was a lot of concern about the bear because I was losing the couch. Where's the bear going to sit? But I found a spot for the bear, so everything is okay.
So when you're bending on a trem, I guess that's it pulls up with you, right? So it kind of gives you more. Because like on this, you can just bend. Let's see. I'll break a string for you guys. Like that. That's crazy. You can't do that on like a hardtail. But I think it's because the bridge. Yeah, it comes way up. Ooh, that's out of tune.
See. Oh, geez, you dropped my key. Here's my telly. That one's real.
Oh, big bends.
But I can bend on this. This guitar is really easy to play, like, and it bends really easy. But again, it's nines, right? So
yeah, nines. Traditional bridge though, right? Not a trem on there.
No.
Yeah.
But it's got the modern. It doesn't have the barrels.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the individual saddles on every string.
I like that. Yeah, cool.
So it's kind of a modern. And this came with a white plate, and I bought a black one.
I dig that. Yeah,
black and silver. It's a nice looking telly. I was going to sell it, but then I was told if you sell it, you're going to regret it. And this is going back to what I was saying earlier. Yeah, I can sell a bunch of guitars, but I'm like, shit, I want that telly. Because the guitars are good, right? It's not like it's a shitty guitar, and I don't play it because I got a bunch of other ones, but I love the way it sounds, man, that neck on it is beautiful.
Yeah. No, I agree. Brian says string swing is recommended. Guitar hooker stand won't damage the necks.
There you go.
I have Hercules wall hangers. You know those ones that like grip when you. It's like this, and then when you slide the guitar down, it goes. You know those ones?
Yeah.
And I've never had any problems with them, and it seems like kind of a foam. Yeah, feels like foam, just regular foam. But
sorry, Braxel's got a question for me and you, Guitar Pit and Hack. Do you think those expensive picks like Hawk are worth $15 each? I can't imagine a $15 pick. I'd have to try one. Hey, there's Scott Defigue. It's a French name.
There you go.
Oh, you got one.
A $15 pick.
What the hell is that?
It's a dragon pick. I hate this pick. So it's worth less than a 10-cent pick to me because it's so thick. Let's see. I mean, it's like literally the world's thickest pick. Here's a regular one. I mean, night and day, right? And it colors your tones so much because it's so big that
give on it.
Like that versus you probably can't tell on a mic, but it feels totally different. You can hear it scraping across the wound strings.
Yeah.
And I just find it really hard to use. I know some people love really huge thick picks, and I think the claim is this material is like indestructible, so it'll never wear down or whatever. But I kind of like when your pick gets a little worn.
Yeah,
and see how that used to be kind of sharp. I like them when they get like kind of chewed up. And
the most expensive picks that I use are these guys, which I've talked about a lot. If I can pull one out, the Dava picks.
I dabbled with those a little bit.
All right, so like a pick of these, right? What's in there? How many? 3, 6 of them. I think there's 6 of them in here.
Yeah, like those aren't cheap though. They're like $10, right? How much?
So well, with tax, yeah, probably close to $8 to $10, something like that. Yeah. They're paying like $1 and something to pick, right?
Yeah.
But you know, like they got a sharp point, and I like the sharp points, and they got that little bit of just the right amount of flex for me.
And that material glides nicely.
Rubber on it. Sorry?
Yeah, the way like when you're strumming that material Delrin it slides nicely across the strings and stuff. It feels good. I like it.
But that's considered an expensive pick for me. $15 a pick. No way in hell would I spend $15 for a pick.
Yeah, can you imagine dropping these all the time? Do you know how many picks I lose?
Shit, and it's black too, which doesn't help.
Yeah, so I never use it, but I just find it in general kind of off-putting. But I'm sure it's what you're used to, right? If I started playing guitar and you gave me these huge picks and said this is a guitar pick, I'd probably love it. But
used to, if I
learned on the little ones, and that's just what I'm used to.
Dude, shut up. I can't find it. It was like super thick, and oh shit! And it was it had like it literally had an indent where your fingers went, and it was just rounded plastic all the way around. Shit, I don't have one here now. They were like 2 mil or something ridiculous.
Yeah,
they had an indent. Super expensive picks.
I don't know if I've seen those ones.
Yeah, I wish I had one to show you, but it's in my pile of picks up there. So, but yeah.
I've tried a bunch of picks, and it's a rabbit hole I don't really want to go down because they do actually change the tone a lot. Yeah, and so I'm just gonna stick with what I'm used to and be like, that's fine.
For me, the main thing is I don't drop it, and it's got a point on it, so I have accuracy because I want sharp. I don't want to miss strings. ChickNGuitars, Guitar Hack, are the different colored Davas all the same, or do the colors? No, they're not all the same. Hang on.
Oh, are they different? I bought like a mixed bag of them. I don't remember what colors I had, but
so ChickNGuitars, this is a green one, and if I compare the green one to the red one is a little bit thicker than the green one. The green one has got more of a bends easier. The red one is a little, so this is more rigid, the red, than the green. And then that's this style, and then there's other styles where like they look a little bit different. Like there's the black on them is a little different, and they're different sizes and so on. But even between the red and the green, I generally use the reds. You know.
Oh.
Yeah.
I went through a phase where I was obsessed with those Jazz 3 picks.
Oh, I use Jazz. That's all I used before that. The little one, right?
That's all I used for pretty much my whole guitar learning phase. And for some reason, I ended up going back to, I think these are regular Tortex, but Jazz shaped.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of what I settled on, because the Jazz 3 ones are pretty thick and they're cool for metal and stuff, but I don't really like them for strumming. Yeah, those. And I bought those like Petrucci ones that are really sharp and little.
Yeah, these ones I like because they have the Jazz 3 where it's printed, like, you know, it's a good grip there.
Yeah, the grippy ones. Yeah,
and when they're new, they're pointing. Usually the ones I use were, I don't know if they're all the same. These ones are red, but I had black ones too. I still got packs of black ones I don't even use anymore, because as soon as I discovered the Davas, I was off these completely. So,
no, the Dava ones are good. I like those a lot. I think any of them, though, to be honest, if you stick with a pick long enough, you'll get used to it. And that's probably more important, is how familiar you are with that pick, how you know it'll respond. So you'll change the way you play. So if I'm using this really thick pick and I really hit something hard, it's not going to be what I'm used to, because this pick, if you hit it hard, is going to be so much more drastic than like a little bendy guy. So
the only downside with these is pickup slides, because you can't really do them because the side of the pick has got the rubber on it. So
you just grind them up.
I still do a pickup slide, but I use a combination of my fingernail and
brutal.
All right, so we're going into an hour and 43 here. So yeah. So just to how many we still got 57 people in here. So again, thank you folks for checking out the show. Thanks for being here. So yeah, I already did my speech about the thing. So I'd like to thank Chris, the Guitar Pit, for joining
you. Wow, thanks for having me. It's always, we love talking about guitar. So
we love
it. My pleasure. Yeah,
I will do it again, I'm sure.
Yeah,
do it again. So so have you got anything you wanted to mention, Chris? Anything coming up?
Not really. I'm actually totally out of stuff to review, and I don't even want anything anymore, because I'm so happy with that. So I think I got to resell some of the stuff, like the return, and then I think I might take a look at some like more affordable stuff that people have asked me to check out. People keep asking about the Charvel DK24. That's one that somebody asks for all the time. So I might start looking at stuff like that, because I feel like after like the nags and this, it's like, okay, that's enough of that stuff. Like,
yeah,
of course it's good. Makes for a boring review. Yeah. So yeah, nothing besides just hanging out, doing some guitar shopping, and that's it.
Cool. So yeah, so well, thanks for coming on. So folks, please thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to Chris, please do. If you haven't subscribed to me, please do. I've got some Guitar Hack merch below. I got new shirts, new mugs, new designs, plus the original if you want to check that out and help support the channel. I also have a PayPal account if you want to donate to the channel and help out with the Namm fund. That would be much appreciated. That's why I was able to get this. Again, I want to thank you folks in the chat that have supported the channel and let me buy this wonderful rack and get rid of a couch. So I appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, so we'll catch you all Thursday at 8 p.m. And yeah, we'll see you then. Until then, have a great week, and cheers. Thanks for watching.
See you guys.
Cheers.